Welcome back to Invest Global. Today we're looking at XRP on the charts. We're going to remove emotion, remove whether you like the project or not, and really just try and look at it from a technical standpoint, what has been going on. I do have to add one piece of sentimental news and kind of analysis that's going to go into why we're seeing this massive pump today. We will be zooming out, but just as a caveat, in my opinion, the reason this is popping so much is because of this SEC trial today. So it is April 6th at time of recording this, and this is going on today. So there is a trial going on. I won't go into massive details. I will have a link down below in the description where you can check out that. But essentially, the SEC really started going after XRP right around this area. And when it really dumped down here, I remember I was in Kosovo when all this happened, and it was near the time of this Flare Network airdrop. So Flare Network, essentially this really interesting project. I have multiple videos on that, so I won't go too in detail here. You can check those out. Was doing this airdrop for anyone who was holding XRP. A lot of people held it up to that, and then it dumped right after that. This was that big dump. We've kind of been in this consolidation pattern here. Again, we'll be kind of doing all these things. I'll be pulling out some Fibonacci retracements, but as always, what I like to do is zoom all the way out on the charts. So let's go to the 1 week charts. Let's look at some total price history because it kind of gives you this a recency bias if you're just looking at this area, like if that's your only perspective. But XRP has pumped, and again, I'm trying to remove this kind of emotional factor that a lot of people get into in the crypto space. It gets almost religious. It's crazy, like these religions of different coins. But just look at it fundamentally. I mean, I'm assuming anyone who's watching this understands XRP fundamentally, how it's essentially working with banks. It's hopefully going to replace the SWIFT system. But we'll see what happens. Some people love it, some people hate it. We're looking at the charts today, folks. We're not trying to get into religion as far as cryptocurrency goes. So we saw this high up here. We'll draw out some key support levels. Let's pop some horizontal lines on here. So we saw this key kind of top here. Obviously, we did wick up here to around the $3.30, but let's keep the 275 just to be safe right there. We can do a very ceiling here. But with technical analysis, I kind of like to think about these as rooms. So like you're building the house. So you want to build this kind of skeleton of the house to enter your trading cycle. So on my normal trades, I already have these things built out. But since we're doing this video, I'll kind of show everything here. So this is kind of like a floor you could use. You could also use this floor here. This is kind of like the first floor. You could pop up to the second floor. I would say right around this area. And again, these lines are really ranges, guys. So this is, you could also draw, if you're very new to trading, you can draw these out with a box, like a rectangle like this, because a line is never an exact point, just like technical analysis is never exact. You have to combine multiple factors. That's why I talked about that sentimental analysis. But yeah, so really how you want to look at these is a box like this. But once you get more advanced in trading, you don't necessarily have to do these anymore, and you can just use a line and then keep in mind that that's how it works. So yeah, I've been considering actually doing a free trading course. Let me know in the comments if you guys would be interested in that. I would do like a trading course that people are selling for thousands and thousands of dollars and just put it out for free in multiple parts. Yeah, so let me pop this one. I would say, let's do one right here. Yeah, that's a pretty good. That's a decent to start with. Okay, so now we can move into the daily time frame. And with this, we're drawing out these levels. So again, we have a basic framework here, and then we can move into the more recent time frames of what's been going on, and kind of go from there. Okay, let's go here. Sorry about that. Okay, there we go. Zooming way up. Come on, buddy, load. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Okay, so let's zoom in here. You can now see this a little bit better now that we're on the daily time frames, and we'll zoom out in a little bit to this area. And now that we kind of have this on the daily, we can go, okay, what's been happening? We've seen these little pumps. So let's actually pull out an array here. This is something I like to use. Now that you kind of have this basic structure, you can go, okay, what are some of these other areas that have been moving recently? And you can pop one there. So that adds kind of a nice little base there. So the idea here is that these are key support and resistance lines, right? So key resistance, so this is a resistance, this is a resistance, remember, this is a range, not an exact line. So this popped above it, but it was kind of this fake out. We dumped back down, retested the supports. The supports have been very strong historically right here. But this resistance level, once it broke that, like right here, now this previous resistance becomes the new support level. So right here we popped above. We kind of had a little hesitation right here. That's why we have another support level here. But we broke down now. This was new resistance right here. Broke down past this support. This is new resistance. Tested, popped up, wicked up here, and have been kind of moving along since then. So this is where we can kind of zoom in. I'll actually get rid of the Bollinger Bands for a second so you can see this a little bit better. And then we'll, like I said, we'll pull out some Fibonacci extensions and really dig into what might be happening, some price targets, and if you should be trading this. So this is, this is, you could technically, this is a very messy W. This is the key thing to look here for a W is basically a higher low. So here was one low. Here's the neckline. If you're going to call this a W, some people would argue that it's not. But again, technical analysis is not an exact science. It's just a tool in the tool belt. Different people read it different ways. It's all based on your own strategy. So this is a higher low. Popped up here. Once it broke this, you could have made this nice trade up here. We had this massive wick to the top. Maybe some people called that out as like a scam wick. But if you're shorting it right here, some people like to short W's because they know people will trade it. But anyways, popped up here. We're in this kind of another little W here, and that was actually a nice little trade right there on the daily time frame. If you see this, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. This W right here. By the way, the reason it's important to point these out is because previous price patterns, the reason you want to study charts and kind of look at this like I'm walking you through in this video is because this can help predict how it will move down the road, because that's really what technical analysis is all about, is looking at past price history and moving it forward. So if we're looking at this W, that would have been a great trade. So it kind of broke this level here. So we can go here, pop this up. Let's just actually do this. Yeah, I would say right around this level is a nice rate to draw out there. Because if it breaks down here, which most likely it will, but it could keep pumping, don't get me wrong. Let's move down into the 4 hour, then I'll keep explaining. But if it breaks down, essentially this is where you could see it being caught right there. All right. Zooming in a little bit. So you can see the basics here. We're just kind of in this parabolic move upwards. Obviously, this is a rising wedge. Let me pull those out really quick. Or here, let's get rid of the Bollinger Bands. I was going to show you this EMA. So we're kind of obviously overextended on the EMA. Most likely we will come back down and retest. But you can see on the 4 hour, just this basic trend line. And now it's nice to go into the 1 hour and the 5 minute. That's what I think is best if you're going to be trading this, because personally, I sold the majority of my XRP. I still hold a tiny bit, but it's all profits. This is a great coin to trade, in my opinion, because it has extreme volatility currently. So you can be making a nice amount, especially if you know how to trade and you're using proper stop losses. It can be a pretty interesting opportunity. So if we use a Bollinger Band and use I have this video link down below in the description called How to Make $200 a Day Leverage Trading. It's a very basic strategy using Bollinger Bands and bullish engulfing candles, and then you can inverse it. So currently we are bullish on the 1 hour time frame because we're in the top of these Bollinger Bands. Okay, so we are trending down. This was a bearish engulfing candle, so we are pushing down, but you can still potentially trade this. So this is where you would move into the 5 minute. And I am recording this, let's see, 2 hours before it will be posted. So keep that in mind as far as the time frame goes. Check your trading view. I have a link in the description for trading view. It just takes you directly over to the site, and it should take you directly to this chart if the link is working correctly. But let's see. So what's going on here? This is, so essentially, if it's on the bullish on the 1 hour time frame, what you're looking for is a bullish engulfing candle on the 5 hour on the bottom of the Bollinger Bands. Okay, so an example of that would be, well, we don't currently have one, but let's see. If you understand, a bullish engulfing candle is essentially just a bigger, here we go, a bigger green candle following a smaller red one. So right here, you see a small red candle followed by a bigger green candle. If you're bullish on the 1 hour at this time, which we were, that would have been a nice trade up. So you would have done something like this. And again, there's multiple strategies here. You want to test these out and make sure it works for you. But you'd set, or at least I would set it, my stop loss right around here. I'd set it, yeah, right around there. And then move my take profit to around there. And let's see where we would have gone. And again, I typically do a tiered like profit taking strategy. So you could use the Fibonacci extensions and kind of figure out some key levels, which I will pull out here in a second. But right around here, 22%. So that's what I'm talking about with how crazy this is. So let's say you would have just pulled 50% profit there, and the other 50%. And let's say you're doing a trailing stop loss at this point, so you're always in the profit if you're doing a trailing stop loss. And again, guys, if you have any questions about any of these aspects, let me know in the comments, because I am happy to start building out this kind of trading course, just putting it out here on YouTube for free, so you guys understand the better of the indicators, how you can use this and basically make money trading and using proper stop losses. It's very, very lucrative, because if you understand how to properly trade and how to manage risk with stop losses, with conditional orders, with things like this, and then once, like I'm talking about in this example, setting a trailing stop loss where you're purely in the profit after you bust up through here, I would say once I would be in about this area is when I would have set my trailing stop loss. And I would have set it pretty long, so I would have probably set it like the bottom of it around this region. Yeah, something like that. And then you would have just kind of followed you to the top, because it keeps bouncing off this EMA ribbon. That's one of the powers of this, as you see, bounces, 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 and this is where, I mean, at that point, if you don't pull profits, you're a bit too greedy, because let's say you're just using 10x leverage. That's what, 320%. So pretty crazy. Anyways, that's it for that little strategy. You guys can go check out that video. I might do an updated version on that one, how to make like $300 a day leverage trading. I don't know. It's pretty simple, guys, especially if you're doing full-time trading. Like, I don't actively trade that much, but sometimes I do, and it's very, very profitable if you know what you're doing. But yeah, so let me go back to the 1 hour and just pull out this Fibonacci extension real quick for you, and just kind of show you what exactly is going on here in my personal opinion. Let's go here. Sorry, sometimes there's so many, I use so many different indicators. Yeah, fib retracement. There we go. There we go. Falls up. Okay. There we go. Sorry about that. I actually, funnily enough, I usually use my mobile for trading, which is interesting. Like, some people love desktop. I like desktop for charting, but for trading, I use mobile, actually, because Binance is great. There's a lot of just kind of different great things that you can use as far as that goes. So okay, let's look at this. So with a fib retracement, you go from swing high to swing low, and you can do it like this. So this is one way to do it. Some people do it like this. I kind of prefer doing it like this. This is how a lot of people, I guess, if you're like first learning how to trade forex, they go like this. But I personally do it here, because it's just all part of how you, again, personally like to do it, because it doesn't really matter. What you're looking for here is the key levels, okay? So this is, since you're using retracement here, these are kind of your key levels to look for. So like if it breaks down. So example, if you're looking to accumulate more on this move down, you could set conditional orders here, like at this level, boom, pop one there. You could set a conditional order here. So maybe you're doing like a 25, 25, 50. So maybe you have, you would buy back, or here, let's actually get rid of this one. Let's say you buy 25% here, because you think it might pop back up. And again, I'm not saying you should do this. I'm just saying this is a potential option. 25% here, and then like 50% here. So you would go like 25, 25, 50. You can break that up into as many as you want. Like, you can be as detailed as you want, or as as basic as you want. It just depends on how hands-on you really are, how much time you have for trading, and how in-depth you want to go. More like experts would start going into things like this. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know if you enjoyed it in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking with XRP. I mean, once it hit this dollar range, I was like, man, that's going to be pretty crazy. But again, you got to zoom out and go, okay, what's going on? Remember, always zoom out to that at least daily time frame, and take a long-term look and go, okay, what exactly is going on here? Should I start thinking about accumulating some more? Because again, we have this was the previous high. So some people think it can reach that high. I mean, I'm a bit skeptical with this SEC listing. I like a lot of other projects currently. I'm not huge on XRP, but for trading it, again, massive volatility, so there's a lot of opportunity here. Don't get wrecked. Use stop losses. Know what you're doing. Let me know in the comments if you want to learn more about trading. And yeah, hope everyone's having a great day. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, button all, invest global, and until next time.